Good morning friends, welcome back to Parnika tutorials. In this video, I want to discuss what is a command line arguments and how to write the program related to the command line arguments and how can you display the arguments whatever you have provided. All these things I will discuss in detail for you. So I sincerely request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. First, let me define what is command line arguments. Okay, providing or passing the input to the program during runtime is called as command line arguments. See, Java command line arguments is an argument that is passed at the time of running the Java program. Suppose, let's take that you have written a Java program called first.java. See, you have written a Java program calling it as first.java where F is capital. If you want to compile the program, then what you will do, you will write a command called javac first.java. If there are no errors in the program, if there are errors, the errors will be displayed. You need to rectify the errors or you need to correct the errors, then again you need to compile it. So if you want to compile the program, means converting the high level language to the low level language, you need to give a command called javac first.java. If there are no errors, then first.class file will be created. Okay, so if you want to run the program, because this is useful for you to compile the program, if you want to compile, we will write javac. If you want to run, we'll give java first only. This is the way you will give the command to run the first.java program. So this is compiling and this is running. Now if you are passing any arguments here, suppose let's take that I am passing arguments 10, 20, 30. So this is what we'll call it as command line argument. You are giving input or you are passing the arguments during the runtime. See, this is what Java command line argument is, an argument that is passed at the time of running. So you are running the program now. At the time of running, if you are passing any arguments, that concept will call it as command line arguments. Now you have a doubt, sir, where this input will be stored. Suppose if I write int a is equal to 100, then 100 is stored in the variable a. Similarly here you are giving input 10, 20, 30. So you have provided 3 arguments. All these 3 arguments, where it will be stored? It will be stored in the string arguments. Am I right? When we have written the driver class, we have written public static void main, and there you have provided string args, where args is an array, string is a data type. So what kind of array it is? It is a string array. You know what is an array? Array is a collection of homogeneous elements, and you know that array index will start from 0. So now let me point out here. Suppose let's take that I am writing a Java program called first.java. So the file name should be same as the class name. See, this is the driver class. From here the Java program execution will start. Okay, let me erase this one. Here what I will do, public static, okay, void main, and you will have string args you can write, or you can have any string array. See, lot of textbooks will write here args. You can use any name, but the data type should be string, where s should be capital. Okay, and then whatever the program you are writing, when you are giving the input during the runtime, in the array a, which is of a string, okay, at the index 0, 10 is stored. At the index 1, 20 is stored. At the index 2, 30 is stored. That is the where the input will be stored, or whatever the arguments you are passing. Okay, suppose if I want to display them, if I want to display whatever the input you are passing, I can write, okay, int I for I is equal to 0, I less than a dot length. How many arguments are there? Up to that one I need to go. Okay, then I plus plus, then I can write system dot out dot println, the array name is A, okay, and the index will be starting from I because I is equal to 0. So it will start from the 0th index. So in the array A, which is of a string type, at the index I, what value is there you want to display. See, you can open the curly braces here, you can close it. As there is a single statement, these curly braces are optional. You can avoid them or you can write them. Okay, now let me close the main function and let me close the class. Okay, now if I write the statement called java first dot java, then java c first dot java, then it will compile. As there are no errors, I have written program properly because I have declared the variable, and then I have used the for loop. For loop will have the initialization, condition, iteration. So everything is fine. Okay, so there are no errors at the running. So how I will run the program? Java first. I have given the three arguments 10, 20, 30. So what will happen is that in the string array A, you will have the input 10, 20, 30 at the index 0, at the index 1, at the index 2 respectively. Now you have started a for loop. So for I is equal to 0. So I value is 0. I dot a dot length means I less than a dot length. So what is the length? The length is 3 because you have 3 inputs. So I is less than 3 here. Are you able to understand it or not? So the condition you have written is I less than 3. So now you need to verify whether this condition is true or false. 0 is less than 3. Yes, because I value is currently 0, I less than 3. So 0 less than 3. Is the condition is true or false? Condition is true. If the condition is true, the statements we have written inside the for loop will be executed once. So system.out.println a of I. What is the I value? 0. At the index 0, what value is there? That will be displayed. So 10 will be displayed. Okay. Whether 10 is an integer, whether 10 is a string, I am not referring now. Okay. Similarly, I plus plus. So now I value will become 1. And then you will verify the condition I less than 3, 1 less than 3. Again the condition is true. Again the statement will be executed. System.out.println a of 1. At the index 1, what value is there? 20. That will be displayed as an output. Then I plus plus, I value will become 2. Okay, 2 less than 3. The condition is again true. As the condition is true, again it will display system.out.println a of I. A of 2 at the index 2 in the array A, value 30 is there, that will be displayed. Then I plus plus, I value will become 3. Now you will verify the condition. 3 is less than 3? No, 3 is equal to 3. So this condition is failed. Once the condition is failed, this statement will not be executed as there are no other statements. This program will give the output as 10, 20, 30. Now what I will do is that I will modify this program and display the sum of the two arguments. Suppose if I am writing two arguments 10 and 20, I want to compute the sum. Okay, so what I will do is that I will simply write system dot out dot println. Okay, I want to compute the sum of 10 and 20. So 10 is there at the index 0, 20 is there at the index 1. So I can write array name A at the index 0 plus at the index 1. Okay, and I have closed the main function. I have closed the class. If I compile the program, there are no errors. If I execute the program or if I run the program Java first, I am passing two inputs 10 and 20. Lot of people will think it will give 10 plus 20, which will be 30. If you are thinking like this, it is absolutely wrong. It will give you the output as 10, 20. It will give you the output as 1020. Then you will be confused. Sir, 10 plus 20 is 30. This is what the mathematics teacher has taught. Now in Java, you are saying 10 plus 20 is 1020. This is absolutely wrong. And mathematics is the foundation for the computer science. So how can you teach the wrong things? A lot of people will think. Now let me tell the reason why it will display the output as 1020. What I said, this is the string array. So if it is a string array, it will store collection of strings. Am I right? If I have an integer array, the integer array will store a collection of integer constants. So even you have provided 10 and 20, they are the two strings. Between the two strings, if you give the plus, what it will do? It will perform the string concatenation. Suppose if I write Java is one string, okay, plus course is another string, then you will get the output as Java course. It will be concatenating. So here 10 is considered as a one string, 20 is another string. So it is performing the concatenation. So you got the output as 1020, which is a string. Okay, but I want the 30. So what you need to do? You need to convert the string into an integer and store it in some variable. Similarly, this 20, you need to convert into an integer and store it in some variable, and you need to compute the sum. I will declare a variable called a of data type is int. And now I want to convert this 10 to an integer constant because this 10 is a string now. So what I will do is that integer dot parse int. Remember one thing, here I and here I should be in capital letter, remaining entire thing is in lower case. Okay, now this 10 is stored where? In the array name called A at the index 0. At the index 0, whatever is there, you are asking to convert into an integer and store that value into the variable called A. Similarly, if I write int b is equal to integer dot, okay, parse int. Now the 20 is there in the array A at the index 1. So you need to give the array name and the index. Then what will happen? In the variable A, integer constant 10 will be stored. If you are checking the value which is there in the variable B, integer constant 20 will be stored. If I write system.out.println, if I write a plus b, then this program will give you the output as 30. First let me close the main and let me close the class. Okay, so if I compile the program java c first.java, if I run the program java first 1020, then this program will give you the output as 30. Okay, suppose if I give 40 and 50, then the program will give the output as 90. Sir, this is fine. Now let's take that you have a one doubt. Sir, instead of integers, I have given some real numbers 40.5, okay, and 50.6, like that I have given. And I want to convert into a float. So then what I have to do? I have to write here float dot parse float. Okay, if you want to convert into a float, okay, if you want to convert into a float, then you can write here the data type is float. Okay, and you can write here what you called float, where f should be capital dot, okay, let me write properly, float float dot parse float. Here f should be capital. Like this you need to do. If you write integer dot parse int, the string will be converted into integer. If you write float dot parse float, then it will be converted into a float. What is the data type you need to use? Correspondingly, you need to use the type conversion. I hope you have understood about the command line arguments. For better understanding, I will execute the programs whatever I have discussed in the desktop and show the output for you all. Let me write class name is first because you are saving this program as first.java. Now let me write public void main, then string array name is I'm writing it as a. Then I will write int I. Now I want to display all the arguments which the user is providing at the runtime. I want to display all of them. So what I will write, for I is equal to 0, because a for loop will have initialization, condition, and then iteration. So here the condition is I less than a dot length. So I want to display all the arguments what the user is providing during the runtime. So system.out.println in the array A at the index I, whatever is there, I want to display. So now let me close the main function. Let me close the class. I have saved the program. Now let me press the Windows button and enter CMD. You can see command prompt has been opened. Now you know that all our programs are stored in desktop Java programs. Okay, so first I need to go to the desktop. So I'm writing cd desktop, then cd Java programs. So we are in Java programs folder. In that one, I have saved the first.java. So if I want to compile the program, so I will write java c first.java. Now let me run the program Java first, and I am giving the three arguments as 10, 20, 30. If I press the enter, you will get the output as 10 in one line, 20 in another line, 30 in another line. Now let me show it for you. We got public static void main we need to give. See, we did a mistake, so error came. Okay, public static void main, we have did a mistake. Now let me open the command prompt, clear the screen, again compile the program java c first.java. Okay, there is no issues. Now let me give the input java first 10, 20, 30. We will get the output this time as 10, 20, 30. So the errors have been rectified. Okay, so that is the beauty of the Java. It will give the line number and what is the error. We can look at it and we can correct it, that one. Now let me do what I want to do is that I want to give two arguments during the runtime and I want to compute the sum of them. So then what I can do simply system.out.println and I can write a of 0 plus a of 1. Okay. Then if I save the program and let me open the command prompt, press the clear screen, java c first.java, and I'm giving java first 1020. Lot of people will think that this program will give the output as 30, but however it is a string array, so everything will be string. So between two strings, if you use the plus operator, it will perform the string concatenation. So this program will give the output as 1020. I hope you have got the point. But however, I want to display the output as 30 because 10 plus 20 is 30. So in that case, what you need to do, first argument you need to convert into an integer and store it in an integer variable. Similarly, second argument you need to convert into an integer and store it in an integer variable. So what I will do is that I will write int a is equal to integer dot parse int. Okay, then I will write a of 0. Okay, similarly int b is equal to integer dot parse int. Okay, parse int a of 1 means in the array a at the index 1 whatever is there I want to convert into an integer and store it in the variable called b. Okay, now I'm writing system.out.println a plus b. Now if I save the program and open the command prompt, clear the screen, and now let me compile the program java c first.java. See, there is an error. Why this error is coming? Look at here. Read the error. First.java in the line number 5, there is an error. What it is? Variable a is already defined in the method main string. And again you are doing it. So same variable you are giving, same variable name a or an identifier a, you are giving for an array and also you are giving for the variable. Look at here. The identifier a you have given for the array which is a string and the same identifier a you are giving for a variable. That's why it is giving an error. So now let me modify one of the name. Okay, instead of I'm making it as ar. Now there will be no issue. Let me save the program and compile it. Okay, java c first.java. See, there are no issues. Now let me give the input as 1020. So java first 1020. So I'm giving the arguments during the runtime. So this is what we'll call it as command line arguments. This time you will get the output as 30. See, I got the output as 30. If you want to convert the string to a float, suppose user is passing a float value, but this array is a string array, so you will get the string only. But if you want to convert into float, you can write the float dot parse float. Instead of integer dot parse int, you need to write float dot parse float. Like that, you need to do it. I hope you have understood about the command line arguments. If you still have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.